Welcome to the Panic Room, where we talk about all things panic-inducing. I am the Queen of Panic. Warning, some episodes may contain content that may be disturbing to others. Viewer discretion is advised. Now let the games begin.
The morning was calm and quiet. The weekend sure was nice and breezy, too. The neighbors would be sitting on their couch watching some football, or maybe the kids would go out and play. Little Julie woke up. When she got off her bed, she crept to the window and opened her flower-decorated curtains. She took a peek on what was outside, by the park. By the park were children that looked her age, playing a game of tag. Julie quickly opened her closet, searching for some simple clothes to get dressed into. Julie grabbed a white shirt with a cute little rabbit on it, and a pair of blue jeans that went down to her knees. She quickly got dressed and went downstairs for breakfast. Little Julie saw her mother preparing some food by the stove.
Good morning, honey. There are some pancakes that are fresh on the table if you're hungry.
Her mother greeted. Julie nodded. She leapt onto her favorite chair and then grabbed a pancake with her fork. She put the whole thing into her small mouth and chewed quite loudly. Her mother turned around, seeing little Julie with filled cheeks.
Don't eat too fast, Julie. You'll get the hiccups.
Her mother exclaimed. By the time little Julie was done, she asked her mother if she could be excused. Julie's mother nodded, and off Julie went to her room.
Mrs. Muffintop, you like some tea?
Julie was playing tea party with her dolls. After all, Julie didn't have many friends. She was often picked on for her hair color. "Gingers have no souls," other children would often say to her. Julie was homeschooled because of this. When she was in second grade, she would be teased, outcast, and laughed at. This doesn't bother her anymore, though. She had her dolls and her mummy. That's all she needed. Julie jumped a bit to hear a sudden knocking on her door.
Come in.
Julie chirped, and then saw her mother open the door.
Honey, I'm going to be out for a while. And make sure not to open the door for any strangers.
Her mother exclaimed, and Julie nodded. Off her mother went, out Julie's room, and out the main entrance. Julie's mother walked a few blocks down a neighborhood. She heard that there was a garage sale going on, and maybe she could get something for her daughter. After walking down the 5th block, she saw a married couple, a few people, and tables of unwanted items. Julie's mother walked up to the couple.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Thompson.
She greeted. The married couple smiled.
Why, good morning to you too, Mrs. May. What may we do for you today?
Julie's mother looked around the place. There were tons of items.
By any chance, do you have any antique items or something good for a 3rd grade girl?
She asked. Mr. and Mrs. Thompson quickly scurried around to look for the wanted item. Mrs. Thompson found a beautiful antique mirror with a small crack in the corner, and it wasn't too large to carry either. She returned to the customer and showed her the mirror.
How about a mirror? My husband and I have a daughter ourselves, and she just loves to dress up pretty. Maybe your daughter would like it.
Mrs. Thompson asked. Julie's mother's eyes widened to the fascinating frame.
Are you sure you would give this stunning item away? If not, then how much would it be?
She asked, taking out a $50 bill from her wallet. Mr. Thompson stopped Julie's mother.
We are frankly sure, and actually, this old junk will be given away free. All for a good neighbor.
He smiled. Julie's mother was stunned. Old piece of junk? For free?
All right, then. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.
She waved goodbye before taking off.
Julie, honey, I'm home.
Julie's mother said, opening the door with her right hand and holding the mirror with the other. Julie scurried down the stairs and saw her mother holding a mirror.
Mama, why'd you get a mirror?
Julie asked. Her mother turned to her and smiled before closing the door.
Why, Julie, honey, I got this for you. So whenever you wake up, you can see how pretty you look.
Julie grinned. She was so happy. It may sound weird, but Julie would actually be able to play dress up with herself. She helped her mother bring the mirror into her room and set it against the wall, a bit tilted.
We'll hang it up once your father comes home,
her mother said, and then left the room. Little Julie looked at the mirror and saw herself. She found a friend that was just like her in every single way. Maybe because that was her, but Julie never looked at it like that. She crept her hand to the mirror and touched the glass, of the same hand. Julie grinned. She now has a friend that can actually understand her, that can express things for her. When Julie was angry, the flip side Julie under the glass would get angry with her. This goes for all her emotions, whether she was downcast, overjoyed, or bored. She could show two sides of her when she played dolls, or sit across the mirror to have a tea party along with her other toys. Mr. May, Julie's dad, came home by evening, greeted by dinner and a hug from Julie.
Daddy, I got a gift from Mama today, and she said you'll hang it on the wall.
Julie exclaimed, trying to tug her father up the stairs.
All right, my princess. I'll hang it up after dinner.
Julie's father yawned. Boy, was he hungry. Julie's mother prepared turkey for dinner and set it on the table.
Wow, Mama, that looks super duper yummy.
Julie's mouth watered at the sight of the turkey, and next to the turkey was gravy, the reddish-brown, tasty gravy. Julie's mother quickly washed her hands and sat down next to her husband on the dinner table. She smiled.
Well, dig in.
Dinner was super duper yummy. I got leftovers for you, though.
The mirror was already hung up, and little Julie sat down with a plate of leftover turkey. She ate it in front of her mirror and saw her friend eat it too.
I'm so glad you like it.
She grinned. There was another knocking on the door, and her mother came in again.
All right, sweetie, time for bed.
Her mother said. Julie already had bath time too, and was able to stay up later as it was the weekend. Julie nodded and plopped into her bed. Her bedsheet and pillows matched, both decorated with clouds and a rainbow. Her mother pulled the sheets over little Julie to tuck her in, and kissed her on the forehead.
Good night, my little princess,
she said and flicked the light switch. Julie's mother slowly pulled the door back, as the light from the hall got thinner. By the time it was completely dark in her room, little Julie had already fallen asleep. Sunday morning was just as quiet as yesterday morning, calm, and the birds whistled. There was sunlight reaching through her bedroom window, and this woke Julie up. She took a wide morning yawn as she lunged her arms into air to stretch. Julie got off bed, but she felt different somehow. Oh well, Julie didn't bother getting changed today. She just stayed in her PJs and socks. Her hair was still left uncombed, and two little ponytails tied with red ribbons. Little Julie checked outside. Apparently she woke up quite early, as neither one of her parents have woken up yet. She returned to her room and closed the door, then went to her mirror and set up the tea party.
Good morning, friend. Mama and Daddy aren't awake yet, so let's have tea for breakfast.
She grinned. She tugged her pink plastic table and set it right in front of her mirror. And then she grabbed her dolls and teddies and set them around the table. Julie grabbed the case that contained the tea set. She opened it to find cute little cups, plates, and a tea spout. She put plates in front of everyone and put a white cup decorated with flowers on all the plates. And last but not least, set the tea spout on the center.
Would you like some tea too? Ugh!
Julie was caught off as suddenly the sunlight reflected off the mirror and hit her in the eyes.
Hold on a second, please.
she said, then went up to the window.
Meanie window getting in the way of my tea party.
Then grabbed the curtains and brought them in. Now the sunlight wasn't reaching through and the room was fairly dark. Julie returned to her spot.
I'm sorry, my friends, that it's dark, but at least we can still have our tea party without sun getting into our eyes.
She grinned, then looked at her flip-sided self under the mirror's glass. Upon the sight, she froze. That was not her. I mean, it was, but with a different kind of grin. A large crooked grin and hazy eyes. Julie didn't understand anything of what was happening. She saw her mirror image with a crooked smile, but Julie wasn't smiling at all. Her mirror image's eyes were hazy, in a vivid golden-like color. She couldn't move. She was frozen. But before she could move, something grabbed her. Her flip-sided self lunged out of the mirror and grabbed Julie's arms and tried to pull her in.
What are you doing, friend? Why are you doing this to me? Ah!
Julie yelled as she was getting tugged across the table, knocking over all the tea party items. She took a glimpse at the thing grabbing her. The arms that were pulling her had no real skin color, but instead was a dark, black color. Before Julie could even yell again for help, she was already pulled in. Her flip-sided self stepped out of the mirror and smiled, a crooked smile, in front of the mirror.
Because we're friends, right?
Thank you for visiting the Panic Room. You have successfully made it to the next portion of your tour. Please stay tuned for your next prompt. Click the like button and subscribe to receive notifications for when the next portion of your tour is ready to join. Thank you for watching. Don't let the panic drown you.